A warm good morning to everyone. It's a pleasure for us at Equinox'21 Lucknow to welcome you all to the opening ceremony. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, a melting pot of intellectuals and professionals, a launchpad for upcoming technocrats, a spectacular showcase of talent, an epitome of incredible technical experience where you can never see it all. But what do you acquire lasts a lifetime, where great ideas are born and memories are made, amidst the gleam of several lines of code as the nights intensify. A very good morning to one and all present here. Equinox has been brought into existence with the aim of providing a platform for the Indian student community to develop and showcase their technical prowess in a grand 3-day event. On the on the on the foundations of IIIT Lucknow, and it has been attracting students from all over India. This year marks the second edition of Equinox IIIT Lucknow, hosting a roster of exciting and engaging events. The second edition of Equinox promises to be the grandest, greatest, and the most magnificent beginning that the fest could have ever foreseen. So, um, a bit about the fest this year: 3 days of celebration, 35 plus events, and 1 lakh plus participants from around the globe. So, I'll start. We'll be now starting with the Saraswati Vandana to take the blessings and kick off the fest. Sorry, there seems to be a small technical error.
शारदे माँ हे शारदे माँ हे शारदे माँ हे शारदे माँ अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ हे शारदे माँ हे शारदे माँ हे शारदे माँ हे शारदे माँ अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ तू स्वर की देवी ये संगीत तुझसे हर शब्द तेरा है हर गीत तुझसे हम हैं अकेले हम हैं अधूरे तेरी शरण हम हमें प्यार दे माँ हे शारदे माँ हे शारदे माँ अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ मुनियों ने समझी है गुणियों ने जानी वेदों की भाषा, पुराणों की वाणी, हम भी तो समझे, हम भी तो जाने। विद्या का हमको अधिकार दे माँ, हे शारदे माँ, हे शारदे माँ। अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ। तू श्वेत वर्णी कमल पर विराजे, हाथों में वीणा मुकुट सर पे साजे। मन से हमारे मिटा के अंधेरे, हमको उजालों का संसार दे माँ, हे शारदे माँ, हे शारदे माँ, हे शारदे माँ, हे शारदे माँ। अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ, अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ, अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ।
And with that, we got the blessings. So, we'd like to thank the Music Society of our college for their efforts. And now, I would like to request the retired principal of our college,
So sorry for the technical issue. Um, so now I welcome our director, sir, Mr. Arun Mohan Seri, who will be addressing the meet. And over to you, sir. Now.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning,
Good morning, sir.
our guest, participants from different universities and colleges across the country. Even I think some of the participants are from different countries as well. Students of IIIT Lucknow. On behalf of IIIT Lucknow, it's my pleasure to welcome you to our annual technical fest, Equinox' 2021. Friends, IIIT Lucknow was established in 2015 to provide quality education to gifted youth from all over the country. In a short span of 5 years, we are among the top technical institutes in the country. Apart from teaching and research, our focus is on co-curricular and extracurricular activities. And Equinox is an annual fest of IIIT Lucknow. In this crucial time, our biggest limitation is that we are not able to assemble physically for this festival. But I may tell you that our students and our team at IIIT Lucknow has used technology in the best possible way to extend our duties and yet keeping everyone safe. I wish you all the best for the success of this festival. Thank you and all the best.
thank you for your kind words, sir. Indeed, they are what motivate us. Now, I'd like to welcome the guest of honor for the opening ceremony, Mr. Mario Belin, a renowned software developer and also the co-founder of Force Asia, one of the largest open source organizations Mr. Mario.
Yes, hello. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, good. So, yeah, thank you very much for inviting me to this event. And I'm really excited and impressed how professionally you start this event. And really feels good to be a part of this community and to see all your activities. I'm really happy. And I can give a talk a bit like about my thoughts, what we can do in this crisis to improve the world, and I hope we can connect with everyone. So would you like to give me the talk now or a little bit later?
So right now, if you can just address the gathering, and like we are having a small opening ceremony, post which the students will be there, and you can have your talk.
Okay. Well, then thank you very much for updating me, and I wish you all the best for this event. I hope I can join some of the session, be part of this, and then I'm looking forward to being part of the entire event, and wish you all the best. And I'm now from Germany, and I will also share about your event everywhere. Thank you very much.
Thank you for accepting our invitation and blessing and gracing the gathering. So next we have Dr. Vishal Krishna Singh to address the gathering.
So, hello everyone, and it is with great enthusiasm and joy I welcome you all to the opening ceremony of the second edition of our TechFest Equinox. I'm sure that in the next few days, the students have planned many events involving different aspects of coding and other technical events. I hope all the events in the upcoming days are not only a medium of learning, but also of a great medium of joy to all of you. So I wish all the best, and to the team, to all the participants, and I hope that this event is a great success, just like the previous year, and even this year's event achieves a better success than the last year. Thank you so much for inviting me, and I hope all of you do really well. All the best, team.
Thank you for your kind words and your wishes, sir. Next, we have the head of student activity, Dr. Mary Samuel.
Am I visible as well as can you hear me properly?
Yes, ma'am.
Honorable Director, distinguished Chief Guest, Dean Academic, heads of the departments, my colleagues, and my dearest students. Good morning to everyone. It is indeed a privilege to be a part of the ceremony of the second edition of our Technical Fest Equinox. As far as the technical institution is concerned, TechFest has a crucial role in its upbringing. In February 2020, our institute witnessed our maiden TechFest. Though limited in-house event, it happened as a result of the collective effort taken by the then Axios team, led by Divya Khare. This time, it was really a challenge for the Axios to host a similar event, but at pan-India level during the pandemic times. Equinox team, headed by Saksham Vashne, simultaneously keeping his team spirits raised, has shown us this bright day. I'm grateful to our Honorable Director for patiently listening to the team's updates and requests and providing them with necessary moral and monetary support in order to run everything smoothly. The grand conclave organized by the Equinox in coordination with the placement team of our institute turned out to be a great success. I hope the coming days students across the nation will get a chance to showcase their talent. I wish the Equinox team and all the participants a great time ahead. Thank you.
We also thank you, ma'am, for all the mentorship and assistance you have provided to the team. It would not
Wish
have
you
been
all
possible
the
without your efforts.
best.
Next, I would like to welcome Dr. Niharika Anand to address the gathering.
Good morning, everyone. Hope I'm audible to you all first. And so good to see some happy faces again in front of me after such a long time. And it was in last year, February 2020, that we were gathered in the institute and we started the opening ceremony. This year, the method is a bit different, but I think the zeal is same, the charm is same, and the spirit is, of course, the same. And I know you are going to conduct some of the events which are really important for a technical institution for the upcoming 2-3 days. And I hope we'll have a great audience and great participation from different institutions around the country. And I would like to congratulate all of you, Vinamr, Sarthak, and Saksham, Divya Khare, and many other students who are associated with Equinox. Not associated this time, but were associated last time also. Rishabh is also here. So all the very best, and hope the next time we'll meet in 2020-22, then the platform will be offline. That is a preferred one, but still we are capable of doing that, conducting it with so much perfection. It is a very nice sign. Thank you all, and all the best.
We even hope that those words come true, ma'am. So next, I'd like to call Dr. Neelu to address the gathering.
Good morning, everyone. I'm sorry for the video. I don't think that will be available right now. I hope all of you are keeping safe during this time. And I feel very happy to be a part of this opening ceremony. I have seen the hard work that all the students have put in making this program come to this level. And, I honestly believe that there is one thing which flies faster than time is technology. And to see our kids so motivated towards building technology and trying to catch up with the latest trends and creating something new, I feel so glad and I feel very inspired by the efforts that you put in here. So I wish all of you a very, very good luck. All of you are doing very well, and I'm sure the program will be a real success. All the best.
Thank you, ma'am, for your kind words. The reason we have been able to build this event today is due to the strong foundations we had. And the due credit for that goes to Mr. Divya Khare, the coordinator for Equinox 2020, the first technical festival of IIIT Lucknow. Still a guiding force for all of us. So we would love that if you can address the gathering.
Thank you, first of all, for inviting me. And it is great to see all of you here once again. And something is missing, and that is the offline platform again. But still, the level it has reached. So I'm just very, very happy to see the events have reached such level, and the guests, the participants, everything is raising the standard. So that's great to be here. And once again, when I remember the last time, so it's it has gone uh, much higher. So first of all, congratulations. And then uh, I would like to urge all the participants to participate with whole zeal, because it is for you all. We don't get any personal thing from this fest apart from the happiness that you all learned something from this. So that is the whole purpose. So just do participate and take a lot from these 3 days. So yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you for your kind words, sir, and thank you for always being there to help us.
Thank you.
Now to tell you a bit about what has happened this year and what you can expect in the next 3 days. So I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
So the fest starts today, but the team has been working day and night for the past 4 months. And we have organized a lot before the fest also. So the fest was kicked off by Equinox Global Conclave, where we had distinguished academicians and entrepreneurs from the industry coming and addressing the student community on how the global industry will be rebuilding itself. We had from academicians from the United States of America to Padma Shri to even CEOs of big companies, and it ended very grandly. Then, just 2 days back, we had the Kuduo prelims. Kuduo is the team coding contest of IIIT Lucknow. We saw participants from 43 countries and in total 900 teams participating to book their spot in the finals. And we are excited to see them battling it out to see who wins Kuduo in the finals, which will be held tomorrow. Also, we had a tech quiz contest held in collaboration with Dare to Compete, where we saw more than 12,000 students across India participating. And that is not only, we had a mock grading contest with more than 500 students participating, and there have been loads and loads of mini events. So, now coming to the main attractions of this year's fest, the flagship events, the events where everyone wishes to compete and win. First, we have Dream in Code 3.0, the flagship coding contest of IIIT Lucknow. This year is scheduled to be held as a rated contest on CodeChef, and we hope that the problem set will excite you all. Then we have Hacko Fiesta, our annual flagship hackathon. We hope that in this 36 hours, we are able to see some great projects coming out. And accompanying with those great projects are great prizes from IIIT Lucknow and the sponsored tracks. Also, we have a flagship CTF event, Incognito, which will be starting tonight itself. For all the details, you can join over the Discord server and get all the details. So, other events that will be held during the next 3 days range from quick fingers, CSGO, tech debates, hack talks, pro nights, logo designs, and we hope that you are able to participate in as many and win as many, and more than that, learn from these events. We are also having an amazing lineup of speakers so that the main motive of the fest is fulfilled, that everyone who is a participant may learn something new. That in these 3 days, everyone can say that I learned something new. We have Mr. Ganesh Swami, CEO at Coven in Canada. We yesterday had Logan Kilpatrick, community manager at Julia. We'll be also having Miss Bettina. She's an engineer at Microsoft. Today, as the guest of the ceremony also, we have Mr. Mario Belling. And the lineup does not end here. We have a robust lineup, and we hope that you are able to learn really exciting and upcoming technologies through these talks. And the fest is not possible without the sponsors. And we would like to take a moment to thank all of them for coming together and supporting us in every manner that we could have asked for. All of these companies have made possible that Equinox is standing at this level it is. We have been able to offer you exciting venues, exciting events, exciting prizes, all because of these companies. So we would like to thank you all for being such a crucial support for our fest. Also, there must also be really fun events, and to make sure that the fun does not stop, and that again we are not offline, but we can always have those pro nights. So starting from today, we'll be having some amazing pro nights every night at 10. Today we have Mr. Rajat Sood, an aspiring comedian to tickle your brains. Tomorrow we'll be having the soul soothing Anuv Jain, so spinning his magic through his music. And on the 18th of April, we'll be having an EDM night by the famous EDM artist Catrex. Also, no fest is possible without the team. This is the team that has worked day and night for the past 1 month. They have refused to sleep. They have prioritized Equinox over everything else. Let's take a moment and appreciate every one of them. From Saksham Varsne, Nishant Rajlathir, Rishabh Shukla, Abhijit Dwivedi, Anshul Garg, Sarthak Singh, Ayushi Pant, Niharika Kabra, Apurva Sinha, Siddham, Nipun Topno, Aditya Verma, Lav Joshi, Harshdeep, Harshit, Bhanu, Yash Sahu, and Hriday Grover. All of these are the people who have made this fest possible, and we thank you for taking out all your time and making sure that this fest reaches its levels. So now I would like to call upon stage another crucial factor for our event, the coordinator of Axios. Axios powers all the events that are organized by Equinox, and without the support of the Axios team, we could not have been able to make such engaging events. So, welcome, Rishabh Shukla.
Thanks, Vinamra. I'd like to welcome you all on behalf of the whole team XGS in the second edition of our Tech Fest. We are really excited to host so many of the fun and technical events over the course of 3 days. Team XGS and Team Equinox have worked really hard coming up with these events, and I hope you'll enjoy them as much as we did planning them. Now over to Saksham to kick off the event finally.
Thanks, Rishabh. Uh, a very good morning to everyone. Thank you to each and every one of you for being here with us today. We are very pleased to be able to welcome all of you to work and mark our opening for the second annual Technical Fest of IIIT Lucknow, Equinox 2021, a virtual ODC. Before we get started, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to all of you who generously motivated and supported all of us to make this event come to this day. Our respected director, sir, dear Mario, sir, respected HOD, sir, respected student activity in charge, Mary ma'am, and all the respected faculty members. We couldn't have done it without you. But most importantly, I would like to thank my team and the whole Axios team. Thank you for taking all the challenges and giving a good outcome of it. I appreciate it and thank you so much. Initiated in 2020, I guess Equinox has provided a podium for engineering innovations and raw idea to echo over the last fanatic year and has set new benchmarks of quality. Equinox 2020 was a huge success with an overwhelming outreach of thousands of students for all over the world and gathering over lakhs of web hits. During the next 3 days, I hope you all will be learning something new, maybe a tech stack or maybe as simple as making connections on LinkedIn. I guess there are many technical and non-technical events planned which you can register for on our Discord server. I hope this will help you to grow and be more productive and smart. Thank you so much. And I mark this fest open. Thank you for listening. Over to you, Vinam.
So, a warm welcome to you all at Equinox. And with this, thank you for joining in. And now we'll be in 5 minutes, starting with the session by Mr. Mario Whaling, the co-founder of Force Asia. So stay tuned with us, and we'll be back in 5 minutes for the session.
Okay, thank you everyone. All the best for the event. Thank you.
Shashwat? Perfect. So, welcome everyone. Hope you had a great time during the opening ceremony and were motivated by the kind words shared by the faculty members and our guests of honor. So, it's time for one of the most awaited talks that we have been waiting for by Mr. Mario Bhelling, an inspiration to all, the co-founder of Force Asia, a renowned software engineer. Like, I don't think so. Like, we can introduce you properly. We will always be less of words. So, over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. I appreciate this very friendly and nice welcome here at this event. And I appreciate all the professionalism, how you run the event already and how you invite everyone and really like make it exciting for us, even though we can't be there in person and enjoy the event together. I feel very much excited and very happy and glad to be part of this event. So thank you very much for all the organizers and the sponsors. And of course, thank you very much for the university to facilitating this event. So I would like also to contribute a bit and share a bit about my experience. I hope that will inspire many people to contribute to technology, to contribute to open source, and to help others in their lives. Because with technology, we have the chance to really change people's lives and to make the world a better place. So let me talk a little bit about my background and FOSS Asia and Open Tech, the organization I'm working on in Germany. So my name is Mario Bhelling. I lived many years in Asia, and usually I'm still about half of the year in Asia during the year. I co-founded FOSS Asia, and I'm also the CEO of OPN Tech. It's a company based here in Berlin. I'm not only into technology, I'm also love to learn languages. So whenever I'm in India, I like try to grasp some words, and I love actually Indian music. I sometimes learn some songs and try to sing them. So it's really bringing happiness into my life. It's also a bit like Latin music, which I also like, and I play drums. And I believe open technology is a solution to many of our global problems, and especially the way we work together in the open source community. It is a collaboration that we're able to do here in the open source community. I would also like to introduce Hong Phuc, who is the partner here in the FOSS Asia organization and the co-founder. Hong Phuc is originally from Vietnam, but she also has an international background, studied in the US, studied in Singapore, and she's today the vice president of the Open Source Initiative. She's on the board of the Open Source Business Alliance. This is a company network that we are part of. This company network and association represents 170 companies with an annual revenue of 1.7 billion euros. And we collaborate here, for example, with Zalando, where Hong Phuc is taking care of inner source. So bringing open source inside the companies and helping collaboration there, that we like call as inner source. So a little bit of background about FOSS Asia. How did it all start? Well, it started a little bit similar to your event, maybe. In 2009, we hosted the GNOME Asia Summit in Vietnam. I was in Asia at that time. I was a consultant for EU projects where we brought together government and company all around Asia with government and company activities in Europe. So, and at that time then we talked about all these Linux tools and so on. And after the event, many companies asked me, well, you talk about these tools, we need these tools. Can you help us to introduce these tools in my company? And that was like a kind of kickstart of some commercial activities I did, but it was also a kickstart of the FOSS Asia event, which we then organized annually, because we said this event that we made, it was really cool. So let's bring together people on a continuous basis. And a lot of people joined us. For example, in this picture, you see Debian developers, you see Davide Storti from the UNESCO. You see a lot of activities. So we continued the event annually. And we also moved to other places. For example, we have events here in Phnom Penh 2014, where people then came from all over the place. And it's really nice because running events in different parts of Asia means that we can get together with people locally, not just learn about technology, but also about their culture, about their food and so on. So it's really like an exciting thing. It's really a nice way to get together. And then we also got more and more in touch with the community in India. Different universities participate, for example, in our programs. We have coding programs, for example, the Code Heat program. Some know the Google Summer of Code program. So there are different programs where we collaborate with people, and students and professionals are interested in this collaboration. So a few numbers of what we do, and I know while these numbers seem really huge, if you talk to people in the US, or if you talk to people in Europe, they always say, wow, 40,000 people, nice, 5,000 developers registered and so on. I know in India, there are so big opportunities. There's so many people who are in technology. It's just maybe not, these numbers don't feel as big, but for us, it is a great success to actually involve people every year. In the coding program, for example, we have a lot of registrations every year, and many of these people move on to contribute in the FOSS Asia organization, or they learn how to contribute to other open source projects and organizations. Also, we have a lot of face-to-face meetings and involve in events like this one here. So, but that wasn't the only thing. I'm always interested in many other things as well. So I had the chance to get a small piece of land, and while I was in Vietnam, and then we decided with a few people to also build a hotel. And I think that's always important when you work in an area. Don't just set the goals, for example, for making better technology or something like that. Really set the goals to change the world, to have an impact in the world, and to do something that that changes people's lives. So I thought it would be really nice, everywhere they built new houses, they built new hotels, they built something. So why don't we just try to build something really a little bit better, so we take this open source spirit and then also build a kind of hotel with as many open source as possible. For example, in the hotel, you need computers, you need registration, and so on. But we also try to build it in a spirit that it changes. For example, here you see a lot of windows on the side. Sometimes when you go to some buildings, they're very close to each other. People can't have always windows. So we try to design the hotel also in a kind of open way and natural and ecological way with facilities like vacuum tubes on top. And these vacuum tubes heat up the water continuously. So even overnight, you have hot water. So my interest in technology is not just for technology, some kind of JavaScript framework or something like that. I really want to solve problems in the world with technology. And we even built a hotel like that. So then we also continue to come together in events. And in events, people have interest, and they have discussions. And one of the discussions was this. We always organize events, but we use Eventbrite, we use closed source tools. And these tools are not even for free. Actually, we pay a lot to these companies. They are closed source, so we don't have any chance to learn how they implement technology. And then why do we do that? Why do we even pay them? And we don't even learn anything from that. It's not magic. We could actually build an event system ourselves. That's what people say, and we agreed. It was a huge thing. And 2015 we started to develop the first version of an event system. There was also at that time no good system on the market that really combine everything, like ticketing and speaker handling and so on. And yeah, so we started the development of Eventia, and it was pretty cool because it saved us a lot of money and we could involve the community in our project. So it should be free and open source, of course. That was our goal. So everyone can share the code, everyone can see the code, learn from it, contribute to it, and it should be in like a great technology stack. So, for example, with JavaScript, with Python, something that a lot of people could involve in. And of course, we also wanted to have some other basics here, like keeping privacy in mind. We wanted open standards, we wanted open APIs, and these kind of ideas actually really pay off today. So the open event system, the original idea was like something similar, for example, to Eventbrite, but also something with a call for speakers or call for papers, with team roles, with scheduling, with exporting, Android generator. So a lot of these things we did, and today we still have it. It's an all-in-one solution somehow, with, for example, scheduling involved, drag and drop, video conference, and so on. Some events just like to have the basic features, you already pay 500 or even thousands of euros, and today you can use the Open Event Pro system. And we also integrated video last year. The cool thing was we could integrate existing solutions like Big Blue Button or Jitsi. It's all integrated now in Eventia. People can use it, we use it. It's nice. It's really good to have it. So this is one project, for example, that we offer also for free to the community. And then another topic that we are interested in. Actually, Hong Phuc, she is from Vietnam. And in Vietnam, like similar to India and Bangladesh and other countries, there are a lot of producers of textile and garments. But often these like textile production lines, they're really like not good in a way, right? I mean, like people have horrible working conditions, and often there are a lot of chemicals used that harm people, chemicals that are put into the water. I mean, the whole production is not really in a good position. And we were thinking, what can we do about it from a technology angle? So we went to one of the largest hacker congresses in the world and gave a talk there under the title, "Let's Make a Revolution for the Textile and Garment Industry. The system is broken, let's fix it." And we're seeing today that we inspire a lot of people. There's a video online. There's no time now to play it, but in this video you can learn, for example, some ideas and that people do in the garment and textile industry. For example, automating machines, like building robots using Raspberry Pis, building like a small semi-automated knitting machines, things like this. All this code is still online, and we showed how to make it possible in a hobbyist way. And more people are taking up this idea also in a professional way. And I think if you are interested to talk about this, maybe in the hackathon, I would be happy to give you some more insights from this, because I know it could be good and big topic in India as well, how we can improve the garment industry and make it better for the world. Yeah. So yeah, there's a video, but I'm moving to the next one here, to the next image, which is from Praveen and Hong Phuc, who met also 2014 in Phnom Penh. Praveen is a physics teacher actually from India, and he had this idea where he said, like, I want to teach physics in my class, but I don't have a device where I can like really engage the students. The students can't learn so much when I do the experiments, for example, in a physics class. Like we have that sometimes that teachers sit in front and they can't really like connect with their students. They are busy with making their experiments, and it's basically like they are running the lesson. But like a lot of research shows, you learn the most if you do it yourself. It's just like with coding, right? You can look at somebody coding, but maybe you don't learn as much as if you actually code yourself. So the same was what Praveen said here. He said, really, let's create devices that students can use in physics lessons, and where they can like do experiments themselves, have some procedures and so on. So the idea came up with the Pocket Science Lab, and we still have the Pocket Science Lab here today. It's PSLab.io. That's where you find it. And it's a small lab for the physics lesson. So what can you do with a Pocket Science Lab? And then another project in the FOSS Asia organization. You can do useful measurements, but you can also control robots. There are different pins here on the back on side of this board that you see here. There's a list of what these pins are for. You can connect like hundreds of different sensors that are compatible. There's a standard I2C by the German company Siemens. It was developed already in the 80s. And that will enable you to do a lot of experiments, for example, with sensors. And you can, how can you like now get the data out? Because you see this board, you can put this board in a nice casing, but then how can you get the data out? So here is an example you can use, for example, an USB cable, and then connect the USB cable to your phone. We have the Pocket Science Lab app that you can download from F-Droid or from the Android store, and then you can access different measurement tools and use it in electronics, for example. So what tools are there? Here are a few tools. So you can access an oscilloscope. You can use it as a multimeter, a logic analyzer, a wave generator. You can use it as a power source. You can like try to regulate the power or the voltage, things like this. And we have tools like an accelerometer, a barometer, a compass, many sensors, like, for example, a lux meter. I would also like to show you some visuals. So here is a visual how the oscilloscope works. You can see different waves. You can use 4 channels, and that's pretty good for student purposes. Of course, I know that there are very cool oscilloscopes out there, but they cost maybe thousands of dollars or like many lakhs. Yeah, and the advantage of the Pocket Science Lab is that it is open hardware. If you are, for example, a school, you could theoretically produce it if you have the resources, so for a very low price, or you can actually buy it from manufacturers or from different shops for a very acceptable price, like, for example, below $100 US. It always depends a bit what is the local tax and so on. So, for example, like $50 in some parts of the world, it is sold for this kind of price. And you can also do other things with the next version of the Pocket Science Lab that is coming up now. The original version, you could just connect it to the to the PC or to the Android phone. The next version is actually you can send the data to the device and tell the device how you want the device to do measurements. For example, do measurements every 5 minutes also, or do it continuously. And then you come back after a few hours or after a day, you connect your phone again, and then you get the data out from the device. So it doesn't always have to be connected to the phone in order to get data. This is the idea. And then, like a quick screenshot here of the robot instrument, the robotic arm, for example, that you can control through the device. I actually have the robotic arm here, which I cut out from a laser cutter. So there are 2 parts, one base and one top part, and you can set this together. And basically, you connect this to the Pocket Science Lab board, which I have also here. There are these pins that you can connect. And then you can control this robot. Yeah, and you can find out how easy it is to control a robot. That's impressive for many people, because they realize that robotics, it's not magic. You can actually do this just by controlling different servos, these motors here, and then already like you have a structure and you can move it. And yeah, 4 servos is possible already. So really nice to teach people about robotics, and you can pre-program it with this small component in the app. But you know, we're really about education. We want to learn things ourselves. And I told you already, I'm interested in architecture, but I'm just like interested in all cool things that we can do in the world. And then we said like, okay, so we have this device, so let's actually produce it, and not just like a few boards. Let's produce it in a big number. Let's go to China, and we're in the Force Asia community, so we have like many connections around Asia, and many people speak Chinese, others people speak Hindi, and it's always so interesting. And so we worked together with Witat here, who was from Singapore and who spoke Chinese, and he helped us to produce then in China, in Shenzhen, and we learned about production. We learned how to do it, what is really necessary. Like also, like it's not just like a software where you just hand over schematics to the producer. Actually, there's often some small things to adjust for production, and we learned about these things. And today we are able to help university to produce this device from scratch themselves. For example, I'm doing this here in Germany now, where a university ordered a pick and place machine, like what we're seeing here on the left side, and then they produce the Pocket Science Lab in substantial numbers together with the students. So the students can actually learn how to do this. And this is really something that can change the world, because right now we're shipping things all around the world. There's so much traffic going on. Imagine how bad that is for the environment. I don't know about like how you feel about it, but I see climate change in my everyday life. I see like strange weather patterns. I see sometimes it's too hot. Sometimes it gets like from one day to the other, a huge difference in temperature. We have 30 degrees difference. Even like some parts of Europe had 40 degrees temperature drops and hikes in the last few months. It is just like horrible. For example, I have to tell you, like just in the last few weeks, all the trees, like I don't know all, but like a huge number of trees for cherries and for other fruits, they just froze. So the harvest, we already know the harvest in these areas will be really like bad in Europe already because of these temperature hikes. So it's just horrible. So, you know, and what we understand is everything is somehow connected. So if you can do something good in your area, try to do it, try to do good. And one thing that I'm thinking is I don't want to give up on technology, but what I want is, for example, I want to see where we can do less shipping around the world and where we can have the knowledge everywhere in the world. And what we want to do is local production. So, and if we have the knowledge, we can do it. So we ordered a pick and place machine here in Germany, and now we're producing with students. We are showing students, and we are replicating this. We have corporations established now with partners like Keysight Technology, for example, is one of the large test and measurements companies with offices all around the world. So not going too much more into detail, but I hope like I inspire you to think a bit what you can do in this hackathon that is taking place here within Equinox, and try to think of something that really changes people's lives. Try to do something maybe with local production, automation, AI. All these topics are connected, and we are doing this in Force Asia and with my new company, Open Tech. But like, it's not just about production, it's not just about code, it's also about sharing your knowledge. So what we do is we have many events, not just the Force Asia Summit, but we have events, for example, where we participate in maker roadshows, in maker fairs, Yeah, that's definitely a cool thing. So I want to share a bit more about other projects to give you also some ideas, maybe what you could do in the hackathon, apart from like blockchain and all these topics, to do actually something practically. So another thing that we do, for example, is a big topic. Again, it's in neuroscience. So we have this headband that you see here in the screen, and we have a prototype to collect brainwaves. The challenge is this: brainwaves are not super strong like electricity. It's really like subtle signals, and that's why it's challenging to design the hardware. But we already have a good version that actually functions pretty well, and our idea is to create an easy-to-use open hardware measurement headset device for below 150 euros. So I think that is around, how much is that? I think it should be around maybe 15,000 rupees, maybe. Or maybe a little bit less, maybe 12,000 rupees. Yeah, and so this is a huge difference. Some of these devices in that category, for example, in medical, they cost 30,000 euros. Or some others, like the Muse device and so on, they are closed source. They are also still more expensive. Yeah, so the hardware can be then again plugged into a computer or an app, and you can get the measurement data out, and you can actually learn a lot about the brain, how it works, how you can improve it. You can train it for improvement. You can get the right feedback. So the schematics are online. I encourage you to check it out. It's a pretty cool project. And here's another like early prototype that you can see, and yeah, how we are developing it. Lots of things to do, like even in any project, there are always a lot of things to do. And yeah, we're inviting students, for example, to join in our internship program if they're interested in this project. Okay, yeah, a few screenshots here about of this project. So you can use it for mindfulness, like to train your brain, but you can also, for example, play games with it. There's a focus program, for example, you can control with the brain here, how you can see that on the screen, how you can have a kind of rocket, and you can try to control this rocket to go up or to go down, and you just do this with your brain. Yeah, well, yeah, I was amazed just by focusing, and actually just a few sensors in front. You can read a lot of data from different parts of the brain, but already if you have a few sensors in front, you can, for example, like control the motion. Yeah. Also, you could like do the same thing with a drone. Just control the drone by your thoughts. It's not so far away. Today, this kind of magic, right, is possible. And yeah, here another screenshot, for example, where you see a few people, and it's always exciting to see like what path these people go. Some people then work for some time with FOSS Asia, and they always overlaps. They continue. Here we have the vice president of FOSS Asia here, for example, François Cartigny, with the head of VLC. Maybe some of you remember this head, right? Like this kind of head that you see when you open the VLC application. He's part of the team. In the back, like in the middle, we see Jonas. He's like a high-level manager at Daimler. Daimler is this company that makes these Benz cars and Benz truck, these Mercedes-Benz cars and trucks, Mercedes. There's Marco, for example, from the robotics operating system, ROS, and so on. So if you participate in our projects, you will have the chance to really meet cool, interesting people from all around the world. And a lot of people ask me, how can they do the same thing? How can they achieve something similar? And I see you are really doing this here in this event. You are doing what I'm writing here. You create a sense of ownership in your projects or in your events. You let developers take control. You let people take control, take responsibility of what they do, for example, of their development. And if you give them freedom, if you give them a purpose, if you like really take them serious, they will work and be able to achieve amazing things. But with many people getting together, it is sometimes challenging. Well, already India is so big. You have a lot of different people with many different backgrounds, even different languages. And now imagine in Asia and around the world. So in order to make it easier, we formulated some best practices that help people to collaborate. They're different people, community people, but we often also have people working in projects on full time. So here, for example, we use Scrum with questions. What did you do yesterday? What do you plan to do today? What's preventing you from achieving your goals? And these kind of best practices, for example, or procedures help people to collaborate. And what I see in India is also like this question, can you guide me? I have some doubts. So we help people to answer their doubts in our chat channel. And we really encourage everyone to have less discussion and more coding. We want to solve the problems. It's not we want to talk about it. We want to solve about it. So that's our philosophy. And so help people to reduce the communication overheads, stop trolls, of course. It sounds all pretty logic, but you need to do it. It's really work to facilitate a good working environment and welcome new people. So another thing, if you have a project, then let's say you have this hackathon and you want to go on, you need to define policies for scaling. How can you continuously welcome people and merge code and so on? So we have defined this, and we have a peer review process, and people then over time can earn their access. And we have coding programs. I mentioned it quickly already. For example, we have this coding program where we award the best coders. Right now it's all running online. Every 2 months we award some people in the community. So what do we need? So in order to solve the problems of this world, we need more global knowledge sharing, and you are part of this. We need open access to knowledge and information. We need science to be open. It's not just a few people in university who should have access to scientific knowledge. Everyone needs to have access. We need to be able to solve this. And you already have this spirit in your culture. There's this idea of jugaad. And many people say, oh, jugaad is not good, maybe because it's just quickly fixing something. But imagine the idea of jugaad and bring it together with all the available scientific knowledge. Imagine if people could use the idea of jugaad and really fix things quickly, but also in a good and scientific and knowledgeable way. There are so many opportunities that you have in India because you already have this kind of cultural background where you have the spirit. You have the spirit, and I hope that we will see a lot of this in this event. And other things that we need: local production. I already mentioned it. We need a circular economy, with over 1 billion people. We all know, you throw small things away, and if everyone, for example, small piece of plastic away, it's already a huge amount of plastic. How can we recycle this plastic? How can we recycle electronics? Open hardware is a solution because you have the access. You could repair it easily, or you could recycle it much easier. This is really contrary to the model of Apple is a great company. They have great designs, but they want to make it difficult for us to repair the devices. Well, imagine how much waste is doing. They always want us to buy a new device. This is not good for the world. We need to do something good. It's really the basics of our livelihood. The basics of this planet are now at stake. Respect your users and privacy. Of course, this is so difficult in technology to get everything right, but we do our best and we respect our users. So all this is possible with really choosing an open model. I want to share a few more pictures. What we are trying to do, we have events and collaborations all over Asia, and we have coding events. and we have a science hack day. So the question is now for you. We have all these open source projects. You find them on GitHub at FOSS Asia, but also like students are interested in internships, or people are interested to participate in a competition. So that's all possible. Please check out these resources here and join us at FOSS Asia and Open Tech Germany, which is my company. So we have positions in both organizations, and here's what we can offer at the moment. So coding programs, there are different price levels, so you can continuously engage, and every 2 months we have a kind of ceremony online where people receive the prizes, and we have a large number of internships available if you are interested. It's possible, of course, like remote these days, as many people work at home. But yeah, I think the salary is okay, it's attractive, but we also have full-time internships. We have a number of interns engaging all the time, and we have full-time developer positions. So if you're interested to work with us after your graduation, check it out. The best would be if you already contribute, and then yeah, and we can see, and we can, you know, how the projects work, and then you will join. So these developer positions here, 6 to 10 lakhs, this is for entry-level positions, but we also have different positions. But yeah, just talk to us, engage in the projects. Yeah, this is the easiest way. If you engage in the projects, we will do this. So, if you engage in the projects, what I mean is, then we will like talk to you anyways when we see your potential and want to engage you in this project on a continuous level. So it would be really fantastic if you're interested. For example, with the Event.js project, the stack is Python, Flask, React.js. We're moving from Ember.js to more and more React.js. It's a lot of development going on there already. The Pocket Science Lab project, of course, there are a lot of different components on the PC, on the Android system. There's a Python library that's actually used by many other projects, or you can involve in the hardware development. So many areas that are interesting. And we have the personal assistants. I'm currently working on EU-funded projects where we work on personal assistants. Some of you might know Suzy AI. More personal assistant applications will be coming up. So I'm coming to the end of my talk, and I would like to invite you to engage in the projects and take up a position. There are also in future like more and more opportunities, for example, to work in our office in Vietnam or in Singapore. There's also the possibility for senior developers to move to Germany and work in my office here in Berlin. So that would all be cool. I think what we need is like people engage in technology, people who really solve problems. And the bigger the problem you can solve, the more opportunities you will have in your life. So don't think too much about harvesting some blockchain here or there. Think about the problems you can solve in your life. For example, think about the problems you can solve with blockchain, with AI, with hardware, and then you will have really interesting and rewarding career ahead. So I'm at the end of my session. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. Again, I invite everyone, for example, to get started with the Code Heat coding contest. And we have the Open Tech Summit Europe coming up. Please sign up for opentechsummit.eu. Here's my Twitter and GitHub handle. It's a good starting point to stay in touch with me. And I appreciate your event. I'm really thankful to connect with you. So thank you very much again for this wonderful opportunity. And thank you everyone for joining my session. And I'm handing back to the organizers, to Saksham and everyone. Thank you very much for making this possible. I appreciate it so much. Thank you.
I am someone who has worked, tried to work with FOSS Asia, who has contributed to Code Heat. And I can tell every one of you one thing, that it is one of the best communities out there, one of the most helpful communities, especially if you're a beginner or if you're looking to contribute into a wide array of projects. And again, the idea only that even in the textile sector, how open source can be implemented, the idea is itself very fascinating. And I guess through these ideas, we are able to learn more and actually produce projects which actually change something rather than just focus on winning an hackathon. This talk has been really motivational. This talk has actually been really influential. Thank you, sir, for addressing the gathering. It was wonderful to have you.
Thank you very much, Vinamra. I really like this event, and I'm looking forward to participate and connect with more people here. So thank you. I can't say thank you enough. I'm really excited about it. So please continue what you are doing, and yeah, stay in touch. Stay in touch with everyone. Thank you, everyone. Have a good time and continue this good path that you are on. Also with your teachers and the director that I heard with his message before. It is all just good, and please continue what you're doing. Thank you very much.
Mario, if you can stay back for 2 minutes, just if you can just stay back, we are ending the stream. Shashwat?